Good morning. I'm delighted to welcome everyone to this forum organized by Enterprise Singapore and SingX in conjunction with the third edition of Industrial Transformation Asia Pacific, or in short, ITAP. This is going to be an exciting session with our esteemed speakers from across South Asia, who will be sharing their experience and insights on scaling South Asia's Industry 4.0 transformation. While this is the first time we are running ITAP on a virtual platform, I believe today's session will be both engaging and enlightening for everyone. In my address, I would like to cover 3 points. First, the shifts in the global manufacturing landscape and what this means for South Asia. Second, how Industry 4.0 benefits all enterprises regardless of size. And finally, I will touch on how Enterprise Singapore continues to partner with manufacturers to leverage I4.0 to achieve business outcomes. The global manufacturing landscape has been in a state of flux in recent years. COVID-19 further exacerbated supply chain shifts caused by geopolitical tensions between the United States and China, which were beginning to play out even before the pandemic hit. To remain resilient, companies have had to think of diversifying their manufacturing bases to de-risk global supply chains by investing in greater localization or regionalization. Attention in this respect has turned towards South Asia. The growing consumer market, productive labor force, and adequate infrastructure and connectivity links offer manufacturers a competitive global production base from which they can produce for both the domestic and global markets. Investing in I4.0 infrastructure and expertise will significantly strengthen South Asia's ability to capture shifting global manufacturing investments. Existing regional manufacturers can also leverage I4.0 technologies to scale their businesses, accelerate growth, and most importantly, future-proof their business in anticipation of continued global uncertainty. I4.0 benefits manufacturers by improving quality, increasing productivity for greater output, and reducing the time to market for products. The use of I4.0 technologies also increases the flexibility and capacity of manufacturing operations, which will be crucial as companies adapt to diverse, decentralized, and potentially less stable supply chains. Later in the session, we will get to hear about the experiences of leading regional manufacturers and see how they've used I4.0 technologies to optimize their production activities and drive better business outcomes. My second point is that I4.0 transformation transcends the size of enterprises. It is a myth that I4.0 transformation is only applicable to larger corporates. In Singapore, there have been many success stories of small and medium enterprises, or SMEs, that future-proofed their business by taking small progressive steps. Linkjack, a manufacturer of fire extinguishers, began piloting automation measures on their labor-intensive production lines in 2017. Within 1 year, they experienced efficiency gains of up to 40% and was more resilient to worker shortages during the COVID-19 pandemic. You will learn about more of such success stories during the second panel on the Singapore experience and approach to Industry 4.0 adoption. Transformation to an I4.0 enabled production floor nonetheless requires long-term strategic planning. In our breakout sessions today, you will get to meet some of our I4.0 solution providers who have developed solutions that are cost-effective and scalable, tailored to each enterprise. They are open to exploring small-scale pilots with potential clients or asset-light business models that do not require large upfront payments for recurrent operational expenditure. Successful transitions also require buy-in across the organization and the support workers on the production floor. Solution providers will have to work closely with corporates to ensure their workers understand the upgrading procedures and the need for change. For companies engaging the right internal stakeholders from the get-go training and education of production staff, and overall change management will be critical in ensuring the successful deployment of I4.0 technology solutions. I4.0 will create operating models, which in turn means that traditional manufacturing capabilities need to be augmented with new skill sets such as robotics, programming, and data analytics. Workers will not be replaced, but need to be upskilled and retrained in order to master the new higher value-added job scopes. As we strive to revitalize the economy in the new normal, it is crucial to ensure workplace safety for a sustained safe recovery. I4.0 solutions such as personnel tracking and remote monitoring will greatly assist on this front. For example, Singapore-based Bluetooth technology provider Viatic developed a Bluetooth-enabled IoT tracking solution to help a regional manufacturer safely restart operations and optimize the production line while complying with social distancing SOPs. Digital tools and infrastructure which allow factories and equipment to be monitored and managed remotely will also help manufacturers build resilience and preparedness for similar scenarios in future. Finally, I'd like to explain how Enterprise Singapore continues to harness partnerships to promote the adoption of I4.0 solutions as a means to drive business outcomes for enterprises. ITAP is one such important platform where we facilitate exchanges and collaborations between manufacturers and solution providers. We are glad that our efforts over the past years have already borne fruits, with connections created at ITAP evolving into successful partnerships. Enterprise Singapore also works with multipliers such as industrial parks, trade associations and chambers, and institutes of higher learning to build a robust ecosystem across South Asia for the promotion and adoption of I4.0 technologies. In 2020, Enterprise Singapore conducted several I4.0 webinars with partners such as the Vietnam-Singapore Industrial Park, Jababeka Industrial Estate for Indonesia, and Federation of Malaysian Manufacturers. Such platforms enabled our multipliers form the foundation for win-win collaborations between solution providers and manufacturers. The full impact of I4.0 technologies can only be realized if protocols and practices are standardized. To this end, Enterprise Singapore actively promotes and encourages the exchange and adoption of I4.0 standards and best practices in South Asia. We believe such exchanges will further accelerate the adoption of I4.0. A standards forum, jointly organized by Enterprise Singapore and the Singapore Standards Council, will be held tomorrow on the ITAP Connect platform. I would like to encourage you to join us there as well. I hope that today's event will strengthen understanding, facilitate exchanges, and provide networking opportunities for the South Asia manufacturing community. To conclude, Enterprise Singapore hopes to firstly work with regional stakeholders to strengthen South Asia's ability to capture diversifying supply chains. Secondly, enable I4.0 transformation for all enterprises, regardless of size. And thirdly, continue fostering partnerships to drive I4.0 adoption. After today's seminar, Enterprise Singapore will facilitate one-to-one follow-up discussions with participants and relevant speakers. Beyond this, I encourage all participants to engage in other segments of ITAP 2020 and explore the various solutions offered in the Singapore Pavilion. Despite the disruption caused by COVID-19, I'm confident that manufacturers in South Asia will emerge stronger if we work together to drive I4.0 transformation. Thank you.